I for one, I'm against it, and I will not be for it. Trains have been going through this community for years and years and years and years. It's common sense. If you don't want to listen to a train, you don't buy a home and you don't locate next to tracks. I grew up for the first 22 years of my life with the Eola yards behind about probably 200 yards behind my house. You get used to them. It's part of life. It's part of America. We're in a lifeboat situation right now with our budget. We're trying to worry about funding so we have police cars and worrying about our roadways. I'm worried about those things. This here is just, to me, it's not a priority. First thing everybody wants to do, we're becoming this society, this super sensitive. We have to respond to this, we have to respond to that. And the first thing on the front page of the paper, whenever there's a tragedy or a train tragedy, is, oh goodness, and what was wrong with this crossing, and what was wrong with this crossing. I'll go from the aspect of fire trucks. Everybody, well, respond to my emergency, but don't use your sirens. Those sirens are for our firefighters so that there is safety, so people know that they're coming. We're just, as a society, we're so worried about responding to every little critic's cry, and this is, to me, one of them. I'm totally against it.
Thank you. I'm here. I'd like to have a quiet zone for the K Street and also Webster for the trains, train horns. You have surrounding communities that all have quiet zones, like over on Jericho over here, and Edgelon, and also in Southern Aurora over by Naperville. That whole area is all a quiet zone, and there's not even houses around there, and it's a quiet zone. And there are people living within 50 feet of these tracks, and these guys blow their horns from 3 blocks that way all the way through, all the time, and blow me right out of bed.
At this time with our budget, I mean, we're
So
making.
what about all the neighbors that live over here? That there's hundreds of houses over there that get woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
22 years I lived behind the Eola yards.
Yeah.
About a couple hundred feet, so I know what it's like, and I got used to it. I mean, how long have you lived in your house?
About 8 years.
And you moved there knowing that there were trains there, right?
Well, yeah, I didn't realize it was that loud all the time, though. It's just getting louder and louder.
It's something when budgets are fruitful and there's a lot of money, this is something that it'd be a good thing to do. But right now, when we're cutting employees and we're got squad cars that are approaching 150, 200,000 miles on it, it's not something that's responsible. We have to serve the citizens all of Montgomery. To spend $16,000 on a gamble, it's something that I feel I represent 16,000 residents. I have to be, make a sound decision. And not to say that the quiet zone ain't something down the road that it's something we can't come across, but right now financially, it's something that we've got a lot of things that are taking a greater precedent.
And Mark, we thank you for coming to us with your request, and we, as Trustee Waterman said, perhaps in another year we would,
well, hopefully,
revisit it, and if it's feasible at that time, we may be able to.
Would a petition from all the residents?
No, I don't think that at this point.
That wouldn't do anything either?
No, I don't think so. The